Ben, you know you have one kid that you like better. Come on.
Seriously, I think my mom has a favorite.
Who's the favorite child between us?
My favorite child, well, it used to be...
Our parents always say that I'm the favorite daughter and he is the favorite son. But I'm the only daughter and he's the only son.
Password clue. Favorite child?
Yeah, I
Have a favorite? Oh,
oh, hell yeah.
I would feel guilty even answering that question.
Oh, so let me get at this. Sarah, you probably think that he's the favorite because he gets treated a little bit different than you did.
Sometimes you have a favorite kid.
That doesn't matter. Don't you get it? And I use the favorite child. Yeah, but...
Chris tweeted, I love my daughter Kim the most.
You know there's no favorite in this family. Never was, never will be.
The problem child is the one who acts out the most. They also normally have no chance of becoming the favorite child. And this is because of the level of stress that they cause their parents at some point in time throughout their childhood or even their adulthood. Now imagine being told all of your life, you ain't nothing. You ain't never gonna be nothing. And when it comes from a parent, stuff like that can really mess with a child's head and create doubt within them, whether they like to admit it or not. Now, from the time that Darren, aka Doughboy, and sorry, I just couldn't resist. From the time that they were young adolescent children, there was an obvious difference in treatment coming from their mother. The verbal abuse, looks of judgment, and the constant threats that would pour from their mother's mouth, and majority would only land on her oldest child, Doughboy, her problem child, quote unquote. She say things like, he's just like his father, and I mean this in the worst ways, and pointing out him being overweight as in a way to shame him. She would smile at Ricky, and at the same time, she would be side-eyeing Doughboy. Now, I'm not at all saying that Doughboy was the victim, but he did live up to the negative affirmations that his mother instilled in him. It makes you think, like, what if she would have instilled more positive affirmations into him like the ones that she seemed to instill in Ricky? Imagine what the outcome could have been. But I guess she found it hard to do so. Plus, he repeatedly would do things that would get him in trouble. And if you are constantly told since your childhood that you are nothing, and you're told that you're nothing from the one person that's supposed to love you the most and is the closest to you, that knows you the best, that have known you your entire life, your pros, your cons, your weaknesses, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you cry. You know, it's a sure possibility that you'll believe it wholeheartedly. Now, when the police came and got Doughboy as a child for stealing out of the store, the look on his mother's face was one of no surprise. She seemed as if she saw it coming. But like I said, she cursed his decision making by not believing that he could make better choices. And it's messed up because she showed that she had the ability to speak positive affirmations over her children because she did so with Ricky. Remember when the college recruiter came by the house and was about to leave, and she said that she always knew that he would become something? So she always spoke positive affirmations over Ricky, just not Darren. Now I have a question. Do you think the problem child can ever redeem themselves in their parents' eyes? Or will the stigma always be there no matter what? Now, what I liked about Doughboy was he was always his brother's keeper. You know, coming to defend and protect Ricky, even when he didn't take his advice. And as we saw in the movie, it played out and resulting in Doughboy taking a beating for Ricky. Doughboy even had a moment where he spoke on the things that Ricky could do that he could never do. And this is a real popular thing when we talk about favoritism amongst children. Like the fact that Ricky had a baby out of wedlock and moved his whole little family into his mother's house. And even though it did bother their mother. She was more accepting of it from Ricky because he was that child that had less strikes on him. And of course, because he was her favorite. Now, this next statement is a plus for the mom because she didn't completely give up on Doughboy. Because as he got older, she did show that she wanted him to receive a more positive influence around him because she asked Trey to talk to him, saying like maybe some of what you got to rub off on him. Doughboy wanted to be loved by his mother in the way that Ricky was, but he constantly got in his own way. And because of that, it made it harder for her to believe in his ability to do better. And that will result in her not showing Doughboy more love. And I mean, Doughboy was bad, but at least he wasn't eating his mama out of house and home and bringing in 2 extra mouths to feed. Let's not act like every time we saw Ricky, he wasn't chewing on his mama food stamps in one way or another. Another thing I noticed about Darren was he tried his best not to have his mother complaining. So, I mean, he did care. I noticed this when his friends were over in the living room chilling and everything, and he was trying to tell them to, you know, act right, don't curse, don't put your feet on the furniture, you know, showing that he does listen to the things that his mother say, and he's trying to tell his friends to abide by those rules as well, because those things upset her. So it's not like he doesn't know better and he doesn't listen. But even his friends noticed the difference in treatment.
Reminds me of a veil. But she ain't like that with Rick, though. Because they got different daddies, that's what.
It often comes across as reassuring when other people notice the mistreatment between siblings. It makes the mistreated sibling think, see, I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew I was being treated different. I remember that one scene where the boys were fighting, and they were fighting because Doughboy started it. He kind of got frustrated thinking about the mistreatment between him and his brother and the fact that Ricky could do things that he could never. They started fighting in the grass. Well, Ricky honestly just started losing in the grass, and then the mother ran outside, and then she broke up the fight, and Darren got slapped. That moment reminded me of a time when me and my siblings would fight, and my mother would find out, and then we all would get a whooping for fighting each other. So to me, Doughboy was looking like, why you didn't hit him too? You know, like, even though he was guilty for starting the fight, I don't think she saw that. But his questions showed that he still was waiting for their mother to treat them equally. Because remember, he asked, why you hit me? And then when Ricky died, she blamed Doughboy and started swinging on him because she knew in her heart her problem child had something to do with it. Somehow, some way, everything is always his fault. He's always messing up, right? So somehow, some way, his brother's death is his fault. And in the end, Doughboy ends up saying that he don't have a father nor a mother when he was sitting outside of Trey's house and opening up to him after Ricky's death. You could tell in that moment that Doughboy felt like he was a mistake to his mother. He could have even thought that she probably didn't feel anything after he died and thought to herself it was expected. And she saw a possibility of Darren being murdered one day. Kind of reminds me of that Biggie verse from Suicidal Thoughts when he says, I know my mother wished she got an effing abortion. She don't even love me like she did when I was younger. A sucking on her chest just to stop my hunger. I wonder if I died with tears come to her eyes. Forgive me for my disrespect. Forgive me for my lies. That's sad business when you have to question whether or not your parent will cry if you were to die. Rest in peace to Doughboy and his little brother Ricky. Thanks for watching, everyone. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, Don't leave my channel just yet. Check out this next one.